Here's how to buy dirt cheap apartment buildings through tax lien and deed investing. I'm talking up to 90 to 99% off of market value on apartment buildings that will pay you residual income. So watch this video to find out how, because this is a very unique approach that you probably won't find anywhere else. So I'm Dustin Hahn, tax lien and deed expert, been doing this stuff for a long time. So as you know, apartment buildings and commercial buildings are some of the best ways to create that legacy wealth and have that residual income every single month. Now, one of the biggest problems is obviously, where do you find these apartments? They're super expensive and it's really hard to get into the game. Now, some of the things I'm going to talk about will probably sound too good to be true, and you probably won't believe me, but a small percentage of you watching this will believe me and will actually go on to get amazing deals. So I'll start with one of my favorite commercial buildings. So actually, it wasn't an apartment building, it was a funeral home and a limousine business, a commercial business. It was worth 75 grand. I bought it for 6,300 bucks, and the thing paid me $1,000 per month in rent. All right. Now, my friend Brad bought an apartment building for only $50 at a tax deed sale. So this thing was 10 units and he fixed it up, and I think each unit's paying about $1,500 per month in rent. So before you jump to conclusions, let's talk about how did Brad get this apartment building for only $50. So here's the thing. A lot of these apartment buildings, maybe they're vacant. Maybe they need to be fixed up. Odds are you're not going to get an occupied apartment building for up to 90 to 99% below market value. But what's happening is there's a lot of apartment buildings that maybe they're vacant, all right? Maybe they need to be fixed up. Maybe they're boarded up, all right? You need to be going for diamonds in the rough here, and they are out there. There are 3,300 counties in the US, and all of these counties will have obviously tax liens going on the property. So when it comes to these properties, some of these home runs, what's going to happen is a lot of the times the county just wants to get them fixed up and back paying taxes and contributing back to the local county economy. So for example, in Brad's situation, the county said, you know what, 50 bucks, take it, but you have to have this thing fixed up within the next 12 months and back paying taxes. All right. So that was one of the conditions for getting that property, and literally $50. I know for people watching this, like, that is just so far out of the zone of reality. But what I love about tax liens and deeds is it's the only business where you can get these types of home runs if you stick to it and you're diligent. So before you go and trash talk it, let me ask you this question. Have you actually put in the work? Because everybody that I know who's put in the work to do this business has gotten home run deals. And this doesn't just mean looking at like one or two sales. This means looking at sometimes dozens or 100 sales, maybe before you get that big home run. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now below. Give us a thumbs up, ask a question in the comments, and from there I give away one of the best free books on the topic below in the description. So it's going to show you how to get started if you want to find these. It is a full free course on how to get started. So another one of these deals is one of my students, his name's Kevin. He bought, it was a car wash and a convenience store. He bought it for 6,000 bucks and literally retired with just one deal. Like, this thing is worth over $1 million. Now, I know this sounds crazy and people are like, how could this happen? It just sounds impossible, too good to be true. But here's the thing, all right? Who do you think is one of the biggest redeemers of the tax liens? It is the banks and the mortgage holders, right? However, they are human. They're human beings. And what happens is if you go to enough of these sales, so say you go to 30 sales with 100 properties each, all right? There's 100 properties going up for auction, and there is guaranteed to be a percentage of those properties where the bank has a mortgage on it. It could be anywhere from, $10,000 to $1 million. People at the bank are human. They have until the day of the auction to pay those taxes, or they're going to get wiped out by the tax lien, because the tax lien is always the priority lien, okay? So that's how that happens. And you have people who own property free and clear. Maybe they pass away, or maybe somebody inherits the property. The taxes aren't paid. This thing goes up to auction and you can scoop these things up. Another one of my students bought a property for 32 grand, sold it as is for $150, or sorry, for $150,000. That'd be a pretty bad deal, 32 grand, $150. But it was an apartment building. Once again, he didn't do anything to it, just flipped it to an investor. What I'm going to tell you is this business can be done. You just have to have the grit to go look at it. So first off, a tax deed sale is going to be one of the best spots to go and buy these things, and boom, you will own that property that day. From there, if you live in a tax lien state, you're not going to be able to buy the property directly at the auction, because remember, in the tax lien state, you are not actually buying the property, you're lending the county the money, and you're going to get that interest rate. But remember, 95% of properties redeem at the tax lien sale. So if you bought 20 liens on 20 commercial buildings, what that means is you're probably going to end up with one of these commercial properties within the next 12 to 24 months. So it is a great way. Go bid on 20 commercial, apartment buildings, and then at the end of the redemption period, you should end up with one of these properties. And remember, when it's a lien sale, you're literally pennies on the dollar, like 97% below market value. Now, the other thing you can be doing is proactively reaching out to these people pre-auction to try to scoop up the properties. Now, the large percentage of properties are going to be single family homes, right? So what you're going to do is, if you really want commercial property, you're going to have to go on a larger scale, and you're going to have to sort the list. So you want to turn this thing into a well-oiled machine. If you live in a county where the population is like 5,000 people, you're not going to have that many properties to look at. So you want to be able to go and do volume. You want to get lists of properties at scale. You want to sort it out based on apartment buildings. So then you're left with just lists of apartment buildings, so that you're just dealing with apartments. How many times did I say apartments in a row? So to do this, you're probably going to want to either bring on a virtual assistant or maybe work with a partner, because it's a lot of data to go through. However, what I can tell you is, if you just build a system with this stuff and put in the elbow grease, it's not a matter of if you'll get one of these home run properties, it's just a matter of when. Now, it does take some work, and most people watching this don't want to put in the work. They want to just watch YouTube videos and find something that's easy. And what I can tell you is that easy is never going to make you wealthy, never going to retire you from your job. Remember, if there's money to be made, it's competitive. However, this just happens to be one of the most overlooked investments in the US. And it should be lighting a fire under your butt to have some energy to go and do this, because it's sitting there ready for you right now. So here's your homework. Go get some of these lists, sort them out by the commercial codes, figure out the codes in the county, call them, be left with a list of apartments. If they're coming up to auction, go bid. Send the homeowner a text message or an email. If you live in a tax lien state, sort that list, go buy 20 tax liens on commercial buildings, apartment buildings. You're gonna wait 12 to 24 months. Odds in your favor, you should end up with one apartment building dirt cheap. So thanks a lot for watching. If you guys like this, there is once again the free mini course below this video, ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing. I used to sell this thing, a property evaluation form, show you how to do it. It'll show you the questions to be asking in order to get these properties, and it's a full mini course, Tax Lien Investing 101, Tax Deed, and it's free. I literally used to sell this stuff. Now I just give it away. And from there, if you want some help, if you want some one-on-one help with this stuff, myself and my team can build you a custom investment plan, and we'll save you probably 3 to 4 years of trial and error at least. And we'll build you a plan based on your goals, based on your situation, so that you know how to do it and can avoid some of the risks and the mistakes. So there's a link to that below. Please subscribe. I appreciate everybody who watches this video, and I'm going to do my best to keep creating content to help you out. So let's get some deals on properties, and we'll see you in the next one.